Hi, my name is Babette. Welcome to Lesson 3 of Babette's Guide to Rhythm. Lesson 3 is a continuation of Lesson 2. That means that we're going to continue work on the quarter note and the quarter note rest. What we are going to do the same in this lesson is play the same exercises at the same tempos. What is different about this lesson is that we are going to change notes this time. The reason for that is that often students are able to play precisely with the click of the metronome. In other words, they can play the note at exactly the same time as they hear the click. But often something happens when they have music in front of them and they have to change notes. And that is because they then have to think about something else other than the click of the metronome. So these exercises, you will be changing notes. They're simple notes. There's actually only 3 notes used in the whole thing. Again, it will be the same exercises, the same tempos. You're just going to change notes. So are you ready to begin? Well, let's go. Before we start with the exercises, I thought you might want to take a quick look at the notes that you're going to be playing. Here you can see that we're going to be playing A, B, C, B. Now, for string players, it's probably going to be easier to play A, B, C sharp, B. And that's okay. Take these notes and play them whatever is the easiest way for the instrument that you're playing. That doesn't mean to just play anything. Even though intonation, for example, is not the focus of these exercises, the object is to play changing notes and ultimately a piece of music with the precise click of the metronome. Now is a good time if you need to pause this video and go over these notes a few times. And then when you're ready, let's go on to exercise 1. Okay, here we are at exercise 1 in lesson 3. And you can see that rhythmically, this is the same exercise as exercise 1 in lesson 2. The difference is you have to change notes. Remember to count off 8 beats before you start to set the pulse in your body. But before that, let's take a deep breath. And go. Well, how did you do with a metronome marking of 92? If you need to, rewind this video and practice it again. Otherwise, let's continue on to a metronome marking of 120. Remember to count 8 beats to set the pulse. But first, again, let's take a deep breath and go. And now, one last time for exercise 1, we'll set the metronome to a marking of 152. Remember to take 8 beats to set the pulse. And also, now we'll take a deep breath and go. Now we're going to begin exercise 2. We'll start with the metronome marking of 92. This is the exercise that has 2 rests per measure. Remember to count off 8 beats to feel the pulse before you begin. And now let's take a deep breath and begin. This is exercise 2 at a metronome marking of 120. Feel the pulse with the 8 beats that you count off. Now it's time for a deep breath and begin. Now it's time for exercise 2 at a metronome marking of 152. Remember that there are 8 beats to count off to feel the pulse. Now it's time to take a deep breath and begin. Well, now it's time to start Exercise 3 at a metronome marking of 92. This exercise has 3 rests per measure. Remember your 8 beats because you really want to feel the pulse. It's time to take a deep breath and begin. And now let's do exercise 3 at a metronome marking of 120. Again, count off 8 beats to feel the pulse. Let's take a deep breath and begin. Now let's do the last one for this lesson. This will be at a metronome marking of 152. Don't forget to count your 8 beats to feel the pulse. Now it's time for a deep breath and begin. Well, now we've reached the end of the exercises in lesson 3. I want to tell you again that to go back, practice these exercises as many times as you need to so that you can play your notes precisely with the click of the metronome. And when you've done that, I'll be ready to see you in lesson 4. Until then, bye-bye.